All right, guys, welcome again in this initiative of IIEC that's called RISE, and we are into a global training of Red Hat version 8 RHCSA with the Python 3 integration, right? And I think this is the 20th session of ours, and just in 28, I think we have learned lots of things, and it is not only about learning lots of things, it is about how accurately we are learning and the how and the right way we are learning, right? Because lots of myth I am keep on discussing in all of my session, guys. Before I'll start the new topic for today. It is not new. I'm just taking the older one because I think last to last session we have discussed about some servers, and in those servers we have started one server called SSH. Okay, and I think you also be with me in my Docker classes. So last session that I took was about networking, right? There I discussed a very basics about networking. I discussed about basic gateway switches, net mask, network name, all the things I've discussed about, right? So having those networking knowledge is very beneficial, but if you guys are planning for a global Red Hat examination called RSCSA, all right, that I highly recommend, because having the global exam will always help you in your career, right? So that you have to go always. So these topics they always come in the exams, and I already promised you that those guys who are going for the examination, I will take a free examination boot camp that give you a surety to qualify this exam in the one single shot, right? So that is a one thing. So these questions will they ask you in the examination that I will discuss in the examination boot camp. But the networking class was very important that I talked about. So a small portion of networking part again being left, right? So my plan was tomorrow the remaining portion of the networking I would like to discuss tomorrow, according to my agenda. And the day before that class, right, there's one topic of SSH that some of the part was left from my side, so I would like to discuss today. So my whole and sole plan for today is talks little more advanced in the SSH server and SSH protocol, right? So before I go for this particular topic, would want to first take some of your time. I think for 10 minutes to announce something, right? There's one great announcement. I believe this is the one of the great initiative, one of the biggest initiative we are doing in IIEC community, right? So just give you high level brief because you guys are there with us for very shorter time, so you're not with us for longer, right? So just give you high level idea. IIEC is Indian Innovation and Entrepreneurship Community, and under this community we have took lots of initiative, right? So one initiative of IIC is Rise 1.0, that is the first edition, and you are under this particular initiative, and you guys know how we are doing, right? So it's so in this initiative we are delivering all the core industry level of training to train you guys for the industry, plus also train you guys to think like a creator, right? So that's what we are doing. Okay, that was again very successful, huge amount of student from corporate, from the student background, they are doing this training under us, right, under me. Second initiative that we have done very successfully, so one initiative was Jazba actually. So we did this event on July 2019, and you know what? According to me and according to the market also, this was the biggest startup event we have conducted for the pursuing student, right? And you know what? In the Jazba that we conducted in July in, 2019 last year, all the biggest investor from the state, from the country, from India, right, was the part of this event, right? Even some of the director of Red Hat, some of the head of IBM, other company folks was there. But this event is more about the startup and showcase something innovative thing that has been created by the student. We showcase there. So Jasba was again one initiative, and again in this July also we are doing Jasba 2.0 in 2020, right? But this was the one of the great initiative we have done under the Jasba. So today's my announcement is not about the Jasba, right? If you want, I will take some small time in the upcoming class. I will discuss a little bit about Jasba there, right? But I'm trying to tell you about under IIC, it is not like only RISE we are doing. Lots of initiative we have done and had a great success, and some initiative we are announcing today, right? But if you just give you high level idea about this, what we are doing normally, we we pick lots of students from the India for multiple cities or multiple state, and especially those students who have a zero knowledge in the technology, just zero knowledge, they don't have any knowledge, or sometimes they are very ignorant or very average kind of student. And I am the one who take this thing as a challenge, right? Just in 45 days. So normally every year I come to my location and I would be physically there, full day, 45 days, no off, with these student, and train this student in all the possible technology from AI, machine learning, deep learning, DevOps, cloud, big data, Hadoop, Dockers, Linux, Python, tons, augmented reality, IoT, right? And just want to prove to the world that in 45 days, our engineers can do everything. Okay, and after 45 days from the zero, they learn everything, they expert in everything, and after doing expert all the things, they go to the market, research the market, and they come with the idea. And it's not only the idea that they come up; they incubate that idea and create their own products. And what a product they create, they showcase this product in the Jazba event. Okay, and that's the high level process we are doing. So normally in a summer, we I do a normal summer program or summer intensive. We'll do this process, right? And you know what? That was the feedback of the top investor. They are very surprised how come it's possible just in 45 days. A basic core engineer who doesn't know anything from first year, second year, maybe some other background also, has come up with this kind of high level technical products. Even though, you know what is going to be surprised, 56 projects we presented at the Jasba 1.0, and out of 56, and this was the history we have created, 28 project has been announced by the investor. They are ready to invest on their projects. So this kind of achievement we have done, and in some of the project they also announced they are ready to pay, give initially one CR, 1 crore Indian rupees as initial fund to boost their products, right? So that level of sorry success we get in the Jazba. So if you go to IIC page, if you scroll down, you can find some of the pics of the events that we have done for Jazba 1.0. But today, guys, our announcement is not about Jazba, right? I'm just giving you and setting a background about the IIEC, right? One more initiative we are doing under the IIEC that we are going to announce soon, but I'm just giving a high level idea. We are going to announce soon under the IIEC, right? We are soon announcing our own incubation center. Okay, where incubation center, where we will give some space to these kind of students. We give internet connection, we give all the facility, we give all the business mentor, technical mentor, the best mentor in the market. We give I would be there to help those guys also, plus all the labs, devices, IoT, robotics, AI, drone. So these students will use those facility as a physical complete center. We are going to build this would be one of the biggest center we are building in nation, right? And these students, especially the student from Jazba, will give the space, right, to those guys so that they can take their product to the next level. Again, it will be again free of cost, right? So whatever we are doing as an initiative, again, in the Jazba also, all the students who participated in the Jazba, right, we haven't charged anything from those students who was the part of Jazba. We haven't taken any stole fee or mentorship fees in the terms of business and calling for the investor, right? So whatever we're doing, it's again free of cost, but has a great vision behind it, right? So again, this was not my announcement. My announcement is the fourth point, but I'm just giving you high level plans. It's not like just we are doing just training in IIC, all the possible thing that help you are building this and to call you as a creator we are doing in IIC. So my main announcement for today, guys, is and I would like you to just focus on this announcement. So under the IIEC, we are going to we have started one more initiative that I announced yesterday. I been day before yesterday, I believe. So the announcement is under this IIC we are initiated one more initiative called DOT. It's like a full stop. It's like we are stopping something. Okay, so what is my intention in the DOT, right? So what I feel, right, what I feel, even though we have a lot of core company like Amazon, Google, they have a core resources, they have a core high level technical mind, right? And all the biggest issue that come in the market, those engineers, right, the researchers will come up with their own solution and do the things. Okay, they are great. But I also believe, especially students who are doing pursuing, students who are in the schools, right, student who might know technology, who are, or maybe who are zero in the technologies. Okay, sometime if you have some kind of biggest calamities come up, biggest epidemics come up, or maybe a disaster come up, right? So sometime the solution of these disaster kind of things might be is so small, but the biggest mind might not able to come up with the solution, right? Maybe sometimes those pursuing student, school student, the student having zero knowledge, they might come up with the very basic knowledge to solve or to support this kind of disaster. If you talk about I'm talking about the current disaster that we are having right now. So if you talk of COVID-19, I'm talking about coronavirus disease, right? Of 2019, this one. Okay, so all the engineers, the biggest folks, scientists, all the things, they are working very hard to find out the solution to support this. But this is the current disaster we have. But maybe in the future we have some more disasters come up, right? So you know what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to pick all those core or brilliant mind. When I say brilliant, it doesn't mean you guys already have know everything in AI or all everything in IoT or maybe in augmented reality, other technologies, right? It's not about this one, right? Brilliant minds who, even though you have a zero knowledge, like in, but right, just giving the basic ideas or just basic knowledge, right, you might come up with a lot of new solutions, right? That's the brilliant over here. Okay, so I'm picking those guys, right? And I'm creating one workforce, right? I'm going to create one team of these guys, and these guys, a team, we are going to invest, we are in giving the fund to these guys. So all the disaster like COVID, right, or maybe upcoming disaster, or the proactive form, these team will gonna research in multiple things, right? So anything with the future, any this kind of disaster come up, right, these team are ready to help them to support the things, or maybe they might come up with some solutions also, right? So we never know, but maybe some small idea might be help for solving the biggest thing, right? So we can't underestimate any small guys on the planet, right? So what we are doing under IAC dot, is the reason we give the dot here, because it helping us to full stop our disaster, maybe current disaster, maybe disaster that will come up. Okay, so we are planning to create a team, and all the investment, whatever these students require to research, right, we will fund those guys. And even though, what my plan is, my vision is, in the upcoming month or year, if these kind of disaster come up, these workforce, these team, right, every across in the world, everybody will have an eye on this team, and they always think, okay, if anything come up, this team will somehow support us, right? That's what I want to create a team at that particular level, right? So this is one small thing. So dot is one more new initiative we are doing. But for the challenge is how I will find these students, right? And for this, I am coming up with a 2 days event, or you can think it is a 2 day kind of workshop that I myself delivering. It is a online workshop, anybody can attend from anywhere, right? So the motto of this event or the workshop is, right, in this workshop I am going to uh, trained these guys who register in this workshop, right, in multiple technologies. Okay, to prove multiple things. For example, is a normal myth in the market that in 2 days or 1 days or one month, right, students can't able to learn anything. But that I already proved, right. In 45 days, is zero students can create a very unique product that nobody can think about, right. So is it wrong? Wrong, thinking or myth in the market, the student can't do great thing in just in 1 day or 2 days, right. Even though I normally do conduct lots of workshops for the 1 day. For example, last month I did conduct 1 day workshop in city Jaipur, where just in 1 day I trained the students multiple technologies, right, just in 1 days. Or after learning multiple technologies, right, they integrate this technology and they come up with lots of new ideas just in 1 day, right. Even though 99% students was having the zero knowledge in those technology, maybe AI or computer vision, maybe Linux or Dockers, all those things I have done. Okay, so the similar idea that I normally do in the 1 day, increasing content, right, it increasing the 2 days, because my intention is to first train the students in multiple technologies, maybe artificial intelligence, maybe AI, machine learning, deep learning, maybe DevOps, or maybe Docker, maybe Linux and Python. And after having all those knowledge, they going to integrate those things and coming with the ideas, and the ideas that we are going to generate in this event was more about for the disaster, or more about for the COVID. Or I don't know why, I don't know, having a very strong intuition, maybe some idea might support or help to fight against this kind of disaster, might be. But this approach will help us to figure out and find the students, or the cream or brilliant crowd, right, that will can connect and be part of our team. And all the further investment of the funding, their stay, their lodging, their food, that we will take care of from those particular from those particular things, right. But the good thing is this workshop is absolutely free of cost. You don't have to anything pay for this workshop, right. But biggest challenge for us is because our the brilliant mind would be anywhere, maybe in the school, maybe in BCA, maybe in BTech, MTech, maybe pursuing, maybe chemical engineers, civil engineers. For us it is impossible to reach those guys. So I need one great support from all of you. I want you be work as a volunteer, right, and I want as much as student, maybe corporate guys also, right. It's open for everybody who are students, where you can reach and they were part of this particular workshop, right, or this event. Okay, the good thing is because this workshop we are also open for other countries also, right, and lots of other countries also interested, and they are registering for this workshop, right. So this would be a international level of workshop we are conducting. And after the successfully attending the 2 day workshop, all the participants who is a part of this workshop and attend successfully will give one certificate. They also help them, right, those guys who will select, again they will have a great career. For those guys who doesn't select in this team, at least they have a certificate. They will help to put in your resume, and they have a great few value for the career and for future job also. Okay, there's an extra advantage you will get, right. So certificate plus is free of cost, right. This is one thing. And this is one thing. And why we open for international? Because this some disaster are the, is a global disaster like COVID, right. Mainly IIEC is for making India, but it's more than the making India. It is about the humanity. And if some guys other than from India country also, if you're suffering, right, if whatever the help we can do in the terms of fund, in the terms of giving some idea from other team, definitely we would like to do it, right. This is the whole and sole intention, right. So the date that we have finalized for this workshop would be 28th and 29th. So 28th and 29th of this particular month of March, that is Saturday and Sunday, would be the workshop. It's a full day workshop. Even though we have doing one more thing, right, just to motivate the student and also to prove the student their mind that even though they might think sometimes they know lots of things, but what are things they might know maybe not the correct. For example, we are going to do a lot of quiz and a lot of contest actually. Okay, maybe for example, one example, I'm going to ask one in quiz, what is the right IP address? And you guys gone through already my that particular class, and you know the right meaning. Okay, so you know most of the guys who know lots of things networking, they say okay, that was the right IP. But from this quiz, I'm going to prove them, right? Even though this looks very simple questions, but this we don't know the right answer for this, and without having the right conceptual knowledge, we can't able to create something new. So these cues and contexts will help and prove ourself that, or also our thought, that without having the right knowledge you won't able to create something new. Okay, that's what our vision would be. Okay, and for this, in this context and quizzes, as IIEC we are announcing, we are going to give a prize as a cash prizes or as a goodies also, in those quiz and context, 1 to 2 lakh rupees in Indian rupees, INR. So we are ready to invest on as a cash prize, those who will give the right answer and in the context, whatever they do, right? We will send directly in the maybe in Google Pay or Paytm, whatever the account they have, or we'll send the courier as a goodies, right? So we are also doing this to just to uh, not to showcase ourselves that we know everything, just to showcase them that having the right knowledge is so critical. It is not like this you already know a lot of things, but base knowledge is not yet cleared, right? So lots of things we are going to do in these 2 days. So is we will learning, game, fun, activities, but overall the main motto of the dot is to create a team, to create a team that will be help for our future upcoming disaster, because we don't know when the new disaster come up, right? Or maybe somehow this team might somehow help in best intuiting or giving some ideas to fight against this kind of COVID virus also. Okay, but with this particular event, we also doing one more small, as a one small activity as for the good cause, right? So what we are doing, so those guys who are registering for this workshop, so we are appealing, we are asking at the time of registration, if you want to donate some amount for as a return of this, it's not a fee, we are taking, because is it free of course. We are announcing, if you want to donate some amount, right? If you want, you just want to donate just 1 rupees also, that's your ways. You want to donate 1 rupees, 10 rupees, 100 rupees, we set the one upper limit like 1,000 rupees, not allowing more than 1,000 or less than 1 rupees. Okay, why we are doing this? There's one great reason, right? um yeah, great reason is because, you know what, I've seen, especially for the last couple of days, I keep on examining the market. Even though I'm pure technical guy, but keep on examining the current market. And what I've seen, for example, let me take one example. For example, there's one XYZ company, right? And because of the COVID virus outbreak, and okay, all of the company are shutting down, but that work is doesn't shut down. They ask the employee to do work from home. So these guys are doing the work from home, and the month they will have your salary, and after having the salary, their home, their family will normally survive, right? There's no issue, challenges come up. But because they work from the home, so lots of vendor, they wonder who is they are giving services to those guys. For example, they might be bus services, maybe cab service, other services, because they are not working from the home, they are not going out. So these guys normally every day they earn, every day they run the bus, they run the cab, right? They earn 200 rupees, 500 rupees every day. They earn every day, they fulfill their necessities of the family per day basis, because they are not working. So how these guys will gonna earn, right? And survive with their family. This is one example, tons of example you might also seen. I have seen again, right? For example, the service like Uber Eats, the service like Swiggy, right? So we normally do a home delivery of food, but nowadays nobody normally do a home delivery of food, right? And because every day they ride, every day they earn, and run their family. But all those services goes down, small businesses goes down, right? So what we are doing, we are going to create one volunteer team. Okay, and our volunteer team will go and find these guys who really working, but now because of this COVID virus issue, they are not every day won't they able to survive a life. Maybe I don't know till when it will shut down, right? For 7 days or 15 days, right? So whatever fund we create from you guys as a donation, right? Okay, so these go and volunteer figure out, and we how much family if we can help, we help those guys. So yeah, so that was the motto of this donation. So technically, whatever we do under IIC is always free of cost. It would be always free of cost, right? In all the kind of services and do, right? But I thought because as I am doing the workshop and coming with this great motto, let's also include donation also as a term, right? So it is open to you guys. It is your wish, right? If you want to pay 1 rupees, 10 rupees, 100 rupees, 1,000 rupees, you can think that you are attending some workshop, great workshop, and instead of workshop you're paying a fees. Okay, you can donate in that form also, because even though normally if I do this workshop also in the market, if I ask somebody to just pay 2,000 rupees for the workshop, most of the students might ready to pay to attend my workshop. But normally whatever I do under the IAC, it would be always, I won't charge. I always work for the nation in some form, so I can't charge, but I can ask the donate, not for me, to helping this family. So what I want, guys, so in 28 29 there will be workshop or the event, right? And there will be no prerequisite, everything we're gonna start from very zero. Anybody can attend, from the school students to company to corporate guys to expertise guys to pursuing student. Even though sometimes it look like because it open for school students also, to how expertise guys will learn, right? So let me give you the answer. Even though the way I created my workshop agenda or the content in such a way, after 10 20 minutes, the guy who haven't have any knowledge, they feel okay, they can understand. But those guys who have lots of knowledge, okay, they feel okay, we doesn't know this thing. So for them there will be new things, right? So this is a way I create the content, so everybody, anybody can participate. Okay, it is a pure practical workshop I am doing delivering. Okay, so we have already announced, I think yesterday we announced this workshop, and I'm very happy. I think more than 2003 or 7 guys across the nation, or some guys from outside India also has already registered till now, right? So this is the current figure of I think the figure of last 7 p.m. today, yeah, 1 hour ago. Okay, these must 2007 guys candidates already been registered, right? So I highly want, I'm asking you because you are the RISE student, so I'm not asking you, obviously you have to part of this, you have to part of this workshop, right? It will be a value added advantage for you in the terms of learning. But my intention for you, right, I want everybody over here in the RISE student, you have to become a volunteer for this campaign or this initiative, right? And I want everyone entire in India nation, or maybe out of India also, right? If you guys, somebody from outside listening to me, right, would work as a volunteer, if whatever college from you are in, which company you are in, right, I want this would be your responsibility to ask them, everybody has to attend this workshop. Okay, it will be a mind blowing. According to me, they feel this, they never, they feel some imaginary thing happen. They feel how come it's possible just in 2 days I learn a lot of things been changed, the way I think, lots of new idea come up, right? So this that would be wow factor they will get, right, of that time. It's a full day workshop, it's 2 days full day workshop, right, with all the activities. So I want everybody here work as a volunteer and spread, share, ask. It's not a share, spread. You have to create, you can create the stories while sharing the vision, the motto of the dot, with ask everybody to register. Again, it's free of cost, again I'm repeating, but we have created a constraint, right, to for registering, at least you have to donate. your ways, right? 1 rupees, 10 rupees. I've seen a lot of guys donating 100 rupees, a lot of guys donating 1 rupees at your ways, right? So, but somehow you feel okay, because after my volunteer team will go and find this family, what we're gonna do? This will give the amount to this family, or maybe resources to the family, and they will feel very happy. I mean, if we put their photographs, videos, and they are helping you, right? And finally you feel very proud because of my 1 rupees or 10 rupees, 100 rupees or 500 rupees, right? Some family uh, are having a food for because of this amount, and what we are getting, their wishes plus, but what you are getting lots of content. Okay, so I don't like charity. I don't asking you to give me charity. I'm asking you, I'm giving lots of content to you, right? So in the behalf of the content or my services, I'm just asking not the fee, not the charity. I'm asking a small amount donation to helping other family, not me or not my family. That's my whole and so on. So just so all the further description details about this campaign, how to register, even though what we have done to make it very clean and white. Okay, all those guys who have been registered or registering, right? We have created one portal, and we are putting their name, their city, college name, company name, and the what amount they are putting in the live portal. So if you go to a YouTube link, this video, we have post one link there where you can see all the guys till afternoon, right? They have registered. Okay, so we are just trying to keep it white, so it will be, we are also accountable to the public. Okay, this much amount we collected and how much amount we have distributed to the family. Okay, that's what our vision would be, point would be, right? So as soon as you will register, your name would be there, but normally it take 24 hours. So if you register right now, if your name doesn't come up in that portal, so wait for 24 hours, right? To sync up with our database. So 24 hours your name will become up. And one more thing, right? Because a huge amount of students register, so, and we have a very small team here to manage. So after you register and your colleagues register, your family register, not family, other guys register, right? So it take 2 maybe 2 days from our side to send the mail as a confirmation. You'll get the mail from payu that your amount has been, or register has been done. But from our side, from IIEC, it take 2 days at least to get the mail as a confirmation of your seat. Okay, that's just one thing. And one more last thing, again, this is not a charity, so a very small thing, we are not collecting the amount as charity. So those one who are the part of this dot or attending this those workshops are only one who register. It is not like this somebody in your family, maybe your father, your mother, or maybe colleagues, right? Ask them to give the charity. It's not like this, right? Don't do this. We are not collecting the charity, right, in this form. Only those guys who can donate, only those one who wanted to learn. Okay, so uh, in the context of learning, we are asking students to register and they donate, right? So it is not open, anybody can donate. So I don't want to collect the donation fund. Okay, so it's not like this. Only those one who wanted to learn from me in workshop are the one who will register and are the one who will give the donation. So I not allow we are not allowing anybody. I'm not asking, requesting you also, don't share to other one just to just collect the just collect the fund, right? I don't want this. I don't technically I don't like this also. Okay, so this was the announcement, guys. So in the YouTube link, this will be the description you will have also in the IIC Connect page. Okay, we'll put this particular workshop detail plus other things also we have put over here, plus some high level technology that we're going to cover in this part. So we also put in a channel also today, so you can start sharing other things also. Okay, so that's all, guys. That was my announcement. It is would be a great success that I believe. I'm confident, and I'm confident because of you guys, because I'm having the great volunteer team with me. Okay, so that's all. Let's come to our main topic for today. So again, I would like to continue with SSH. So let me start with my VM. Okay. So what is server, you guys know, right? What is a protocol, you guys know. So what we was doing, so um, so technically we have our one system, and this is my other system, all right. And if you want this particular system, you want this system will give some kind of services, that you have to find which service you want to give. You want to give web services, or you want to give remote program execution services. Okay, that you have to think. This is your system, this is your system, what services you want to provide. Okay, so if you want to provide remote execution service, right, you have to enable that server in your system. And for this server, which product you want to select, that your choice. So we have selected a product called OpenSSH. This, that was the product name we used, or the RPM name we used. We'll configure it. And now who gonna use this service? This is the client who gonna use this service. And the way the client connect, obviously networking we require. About the networking, we already discussed a lot of things in my last class. So client connect to the server or the services using some protocol. Again, we have lots of protocol available, but the protocol that we used is very powerful or secure, is secure shell. This is called SSH server. Okay, this is the way used. But the only thing the SS server normally do is, when the client will request will request to the server that in your system you have some command or a program. So I want you, from my side, I would like to run your program in your system, in your RAM, in your CPU. So it gives you a feel that you are physically here, but technically you are not. So you are into a remote system. It's called remote host, but it gives you a feel or a sense that you are in the remote system. And because you are running their program, you are running their RAM, CPU, you're using their hard disk, but you are using only your keyboard and mouse and the screen. So this part is yours. You're physically sitting here, but all other resources, RAM, CPU, hard disk, program are using, you are using of for the server. And this is very important service. Normally this is the way we do, in the real world. The company keep their programs and servers in in their data center, in their lab, and they won't normally sit there. They sit in their company, in their office, in their cubicle, and from the laptop, right, whatever they want to do. So from here they do a remote connection or remote login via this kind of protocol, right, and from here they are managing everything. You must have something not working, some file they want to change, from here they do it. So that is a reason SSS is a program or protocol that is used for the management purpose. So if somebody asking you what kind of services you are using for the management, or what kind of service you're using for the management of your server, okay, so obviously we always use remote management system programs, and remote management program we use SSS or the protocol SSS. So SSS is normally a management service that help us to manage our systems, right? That's the main point. So this normally we categorize this thing into a management service. So this is a guys high level overview I have given to you. And I already told you, because this is some server. Okay, so because this some server, so they always run in some port, so they are, right, by default they are working on port number 22. Okay, and because you are a client, and client would be anybody. Okay, but if you're a client, you require a client program. So if you're a Windows, you can use putty, or maybe a Terratrum, maybe FileZilla, lots of other program also available in the market. Or if you're Linux or Mac, you already has one program available called SSS client command. Or you can use other graphical program also. If you are a mobile phone, so you can use some kind of apps that I already showed you. So depend which kind of client you want. Software might be different, but the way we're going to use, the command we're going to use in the server would be exactly the same. So that practical I already show you. So this will be my server, and second system I would like to use my second system as a client. Okay, so first thing I would like to show you about here is SSH by default work on the port number 22, and I also already explained you guys in my web server class the meaning of the port number. Plus I already explained you there is no great reason to change the port. Okay, there was only one reason. I explained you why you have to change the port number. So similarly, if you want to change the port number of your SSH program, so my software is already installed in this system, it's called SSH. Okay, but if you want to change the port number, you have to go to configuration file of the server. That's called ssh d underscore config. This is the configuration file. Let me also open my document. So I will post, sorry. uh, And guys, I also recommend, we are also doing a training of Docker. I think almost everybody was there, but the content I am delivering, because most of the guys was the industry guys, but they say the content that I am delivering the Docker are from very start from very basic, but lots of advanced use cases where they normally stuck in the real world. I am doing training there. And if you having those knowledge of that level of training, right, it help you a lot in your job, in your further career growth and everything, right? So highly recommended. Those guys who haven't gone through the Docker video, we still open the attendance for the Docker for some more days. Go through a video, learn the things and put the attendance, right? Otherwise we won't able to provide a certificate. Without certificate, nobody will check your knowledge, right? Because normally industry first check your certificate, right, then they do the remaining process of interview, right? So certificate is a very critical thing. So this is my server. Okay, so in the server, if you see here, they are using the by default port 22. Okay, but if you want to change the port, just pretty straightforward. Open the file, just give something like 27, right? But port number would be unique. So if just go and check your system, does any other program using the same port? So you can use search with grab 27 is so 27 is there, not nobody is there. So nobody using 27, even though you can use this command simply. So nobody using 27, so you can give very easily. Okay, so I'm changing the port number to 27. If you want to change, so port number I've changed. Very straightforward, very simple thing, right? And obviously you change something, you have to restart your services, your program technical called daemon. So my daemon started, it failed. And normally when service fail, most of the time they give this command. So this command, a general command, it give you why your service failed. The technically is known as log they give you. Okay, by this command I can check the log, and not exactly, but sometime log give you high level idea what failed. And they say it failed because permission denied, they are not allowing you. But why they are not allowing you, we don't know. They haven't give the any answer here, but we have way to find some more thing. So normally, because this is a RSS level training we are doing, but when we go for some advanced training, I take you for the further steps. If something fail, how we can troubleshoot those things. But there might be chances. In the last class I told you, because of SC Linux they normally don't allow. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm disabling the FC Linux temporary. Means it disable till my this system, until my system is running. After my system reboot, SNS again start. Okay, so how to make it permanent, I will give you the answer in some time. But temporary I disable. Now if I start my services again, so there's no error, is been started. And now if you go and check with nested command, what you will see that your port from 22 is being changed to 27. Okay, and you know what, only you and me are the one who know our port has been changed. A client doesn't know. Okay, so this is my server IP. If I go to my client and if I go to my client and say client, do you know, are you able to connect to the server? Just check the connectivity. Yes, we have a connectivity. Do you want to do remote login? We can use SSH. All right, which account you want to log in? So I would like to log in with a root account. Okay, it failed. Or you know what, it failed, connection refused. Okay, why it fail? Because you are the client and you don't know, right? You don't know that in the server the program that you are going to connect, the number is changed, because number has been changed. Because technically I already told you in my last classes, right? My client never connect to the IP address. They use IP address to reach there. They connect to their program, and every program in the networking they have the port. And by default, because SSS 22 port is a standard. A standard means everybody use the same. That's the reason client always think SS work on 22. So they send to request 22, and because 22 is stopped, so they won't able to connect. Okay, so what we have to do as a server, we have to tell our client and say, client, my name, my ID, my port number has been changed. If you want to connect us, come to my IP, but come to my port number 27, 26, whatever we changed. Same example I will show you in the web server also, right? So for this, in the SSS, you can use option called P to give the port number. By default, if you don't give the P option, it connect to 22. But if you want to change, you have to give the P and give the port number. Now it's been connected. Asking yes or no. What is the meaning of yes or no? We'll discuss. And give the password. It login. So now you have been a remote login. But understand one thing, guys. Just by giving the port, changing port number, it doesn't means it impact the speed. It impact the security. Everything exactly same. There is no difference come up. Only the port number will be changed. Otherwise, everything is same. Or because you are in the remote system, okay, if you want to run any command, command line command, it will work. But if you try to run any graphic command, it won't work. And this was the one question I asked you, right? So in the IIEC rise, I asked you, if you want to run any graphical program, how we can do it, right? So let me show you how can you do this. For example, if I try to run Firefox, okay, so now you have to find out, right, what you want. For example, this is your server. Let me uh, create this screen. Okay, for example, this is your server and this is your client. Okay, so if you from client to server you have connected, have done remote login. So what you want, you client are running the command in the server. For example, date command. So when the command run, it gives the output. Now by default, the date command output goes to the client, but if you want to print the output in the server, how we can do this? So these are the questions I asked you. Okay, and this is very pretty simple, you guys might know. So for example, this is the date command from the client I am running. So because this command, let me again explain you, there will be no confusion. Even though, let me change the port number again, so I don't want any confusion. So let me again change the port number to 22. That is a by default port, and it is commented means if you change, if you comment or don't comment, by default it is written inside the program. A port number is always 22. So if you comment it, if you don't comment this, there is no difference. So because I changed something, you have to restart the services. It's good practice to confirm. Port number is again 22. Now from the client side, if you want to now if you connect this, it will fail because 27 port is not there. So either you put 22 here. If you don't put 23, is by default 22 port. Okay, you have connected. So it will login. So technically from the commands client side, I am here. Now if you run the date command, so date command run on the RAM and CPU of the server, but output come on the client. But what I want and what we want, when the date command run, it won't print the output on the client side. It send the output on the server only, guys. So what I want, my from the client, whatever command I would like to run on the server. There might be some case, maybe you are sitting, you are A, and this guy is B. You are sitting on your laptop. From your laptop, you are running some command. Okay, and whatever output of command, I would like to show the guy who are sitting on the B physically, because maybe guys B guy doesn't know that command, right? That I know. So what B want, I run the command, but what output come up, B can see the output, so that they can, from the output they can do some learn or some other things. Okay, this one might be one small use case. Okay, so so right now what I'm happening, from the client I'm running the command and I'm getting the output from my system that I don't want. When I run this command, output will print in the server here. So this is server, they print here. Okay, and this answer guy you already know. In the cell class, I already discussed why what I explained in the cell class, right? That whenever you run the command, right, output of that command always come to the same console or same terminal wherever you are running it. So right now, because I have done SSH, and if you see your terminal name is PTS2, that is a reason when you run this command, it output come to PTS2 only. It means if you run this command or run this command, is same thing. So this concept guy I already explained you in my shell class, initial classes, right? So this is the answer. This is the thing they are doing. But you don't want to get the output of the read command and the client side. You want this output will go in one of the terminal of the server. So this is the server. Okay. For example, what I want, this is the server, and the name of this terminal is PTS1. So I want the output of date command from the client side, it print on the server terminal, right? So how can you do? It's so simple, just print one. Okay, so what happened, I am at the client side. Okay, I from the client side, I'm running the command on the server. The command belong to server, they ran on the same server, RAM and CPU, but now output also print on the server terminal. Let's see it will work or not. Okay, this is my client, and I will go to my server. You can see it is printed. So wow, maybe small, very small thing, but sometimes it's this kind of requirement come in the sometimes come in the industry, right? You are sitting in a laptop in your office, you have a privileges to run all the command, but somebody is sitting here on B, right? Or might be, this kind of concern might be there. B is sitting in your system, right? But these guys doesn't know the login and password. Okay, doesn't know login and password. So this guy who is there in your server call to you and say, can you please run that command, I want to see the output. There's two way, me either me give my password of the system so that they can do local login, but I can't. So what can I do? From my laptop, I do remote login, run the command, and show the output to B. How? It's so simple, because B is sitting in my this terminal is called TTY4. This is my TTY4. Okay. So what what I'll do? I'll go to my system and my laptop. Okay. What command I will have to print? Okay. I will send this output in Dave TTY4. Okay, so because I know my password, because that is my system, either I do remote login or local login my ways, right? But without giving the password of my other colleagues, they will sit on my screen, right? And from here I can give the output at. So if I go to that system again, you can see here the output goes, right? My screen refresh. Okay, let me go to this is alt control F5. Okay, so I just print F5 and output come up here. See here. So there's my point. So it's great thing, right? It's small things makes sometimes makes life very easy. And sometimes this kind of products come in the market, they charge you things, right? But here, by knowing basic things, we can come up with the new ideas and new things we can create, right? So this concept I already explained you in my shell class, but I integrate that idea with the SSH. That's the point. Okay, now next point is here. So this is the date command. Okay, but some command like Firefox is a command that give you output, but output of this command is GUI, and in this is any command who gives output GUI. Okay, now you have two choices. You want to get the output and the client side only, or you want to see the output in the server side. How to get the output in client side, I'll always show you. You can use -X, capital X, for X11 window forwarding or X11 forwarding. I always show you, right? Let me show you very faster. Okay, so this is the system I have, and I log in the system with -X, and I would like to run the Firefox. I can run it. So I'm the client side, the Firefox is IP13. From the 13, my complete Firefox of that guy come to me. So this part I already explained you. So this is not my Firefox, this is Firefox of IP13, my server. But my question was different to you that I asked you, right? The question that I asked you is what I want, right? I want when I launch the Firefox from the client, they launch there only, in the server only, because the Firefox belong to server, so they launch on the server side only. Okay, so that was our intention is. So for this, what we can do? Okay, so let me first go to the client. Again, let me log in. We don't have a use of X. Okay, let me log in. So right now I'm in my client side. If you run the Firefox, it will fill with the error called display. Now there is a concept of display here. Okay, what is concept of display? Let me explain you. Okay, first before this, let me go to my server side. This is my server. Okay, this is my server. Okay, if you guys notice one small thing, right? All the screen that you where you work in Linux system, maybe CLI or GUI, are known as console or the terminal. So this is, for example, I go to Alt Control F3. This is a again a console or a terminal, and this terminal is a one kind of device known as TTY3. This is one kind of device, or because it device is a part of slash div. Okay, so all the screen are some kind of device, and device is called terminal or the console. Similarly, if you go to this web UI, is again one kind of device, either you can say GUI console or the terminal. Normally we say GUI console. Okay, and because this is GUI console, all the GUI console, okay, all the GUI console also have a device name. Okay, so by default, if you want to see how many console you have, right now we have exist. For example, right now you're on TTR4, and if you log in the TTR4, you're logging here. So you're logging in this console. So this means you are accessing this console TTR4. You're accessing this console TTR3. You're accessing this console, whatever name would be. So if you want to see, right, all the console name that you are currently accessing, or in the other way, right, this is again the grade one, what is interesting thing, right? If you have a requirement, for example, this is your laptop. In your laptop, guys, now you can log in either locally, or anybody also log in from your system, in your system, remotely via SSS. So if you want to check the list of all the user that is logged in your system, either locally or either remotely, and the remotely from which IP they log in. So if you have a requirement, you want to see all the guys, right, who is logged in your system, right? So you can see this list, okay, with the command called W. W is very famous command actually, so we use a lot. So if you want to see how many users is log in, right, and from where they are logging, you can use W command. Okay, it's very interesting. This command say, okay, in my system 4 users been logged in. Okay, one login root on my TTY3, one login root on my TTY4. Even though, let me create one more user here. For example, let pop with some password, and I go to Alt Control F5 locally. I log in with pop with password, and this is terminal 5. So if you go and see with W, you can see pop is also login TTY5. Okay, so this TTY is a thing, it show you, right, user is logging from where. Whenever you see TTY3, TTY4, TTY5, it means they log in locally in your black screen. If you see any name with PTS0 or PTS1 with from option, it means somebody from this IP, and that is my my client IP, because client is logged in. So if I log out from here, I log out, right? Now if I go there again, if I again run W, it removed. So it will show you the live update, who is logging from a system and from where it is logging. Okay, this is one thing. Okay, plus again one more thing, small thing they show you sometime helpful, right? They also show you, right, whether this system login, again I write it login and which account they login, and what is the idle time. It means they are logging there, but they're not doing anything from last 10 seconds, last 13 seconds. But as soon as I run some command, for example date, it show you 2 seconds ago they do something in your system. Okay, it is something like this. So it is a great thing. Sometime it show you and at what time they log in. So they give the time at what time they log in your system. So it's a great tool to audit, to see what and from where somebody's login, right? But some more thing, if you see here, whenever you see PTS with from option, it means somebody login from remote, and that is a client. And if you log in from mobile phone, so it shows the mobile phone IP here. Okay, but if you see here colon 1, colon 1 is again one kind of console, and colon 1 is given to a graphical console. So this graphics, this graphical, whatever I have, this graphical terminal name is colon 0, sorry, colon 1. So if you create one more graphics, I show you already in my basic classes, right? You can create a multiple graphical console, right? So that one is colon 2, colon 3, colon 4, like this. So all the black screen is TTY2, TTY3, TTY4. All the graphical is colon 1, colon 2, colon 3. And all the guys who log in from some client IP, they will have PTS0, PTS1, PTS2, something like this with the IP. So this is the naming of your terminals. Now, second thing, whenever you run any command from a command line, for example, delete, it print there only. But whenever you run any command like Firefox that require a graphical screen, technically known as graphical display, so they come to your system internally and ask, right, where is my graphical, right? So the system say your graphical where you are in currently is colon 1. So technically Firefox print or run the output in in the column. So technically Firefox launching or giving the output of graphically of the graphics on the colon 1 console. Colon 1 is my this current console, current graphical console. It work like this. Okay, so when you run any command from there only, it work like this. Okay, so let me close this. Similar thing is happening, right? Because when you run the Firefox locally, internally they ask you graphical, where is my graphics? So they are saying this is your graphics having colon 1. Okay, but if you're doing SSH from the remote login, so this is my server, this is my client. Again, I go to my server again. Let me log into my server. Let me exit first. Again, login. Okay, now if you run the Firefox here, okay, Firefox saying that I would like a graphical where I can display my GUI, but I am very confused where I would like to display my GUI. Okay, I would like to display my GUI in my client side. If yes, you have an X, because you haven't provided an X, so I'm confused where to display. So you have to tell your all the graphical program that if you want to display your graphics, then what you have to do, right? The system where you are in, you can use W command. W command will run there. Okay, in that system you have one graphics there called colon 1. So what happened whenever Firefox run, right? And what is this kind? This is cell. They will contact to one variable called display variable. And right now the value of display variable is nothing. So what happened, guys? Firefox always come to display variable and say, display variable, I am confused, can you please tell me my display name where I have to display my screen, my output of the GUI. Okay, there is display say I don't have any idea. This isn't say there's an error called no display environment variable, because this is an environment variable. So what you have to do, you have to change the value of display to colon 1. So colon 1 is the value and display is the variable. That is in capital letter only. So what happened now onwards, whenever you run any graphical command from the client side, so this graphic command always contact to your cell display variable. This is called environmental variable. Okay, and ask where to run. And this program say wherever your OS is, this OS is in the server, right? You have to launch your graphics in their colon 1 GUI. So if you have 3 GUI, so wherever you want to display colon 1, colon 2, you can display in this way. So what happened, guys? This is my server. You can see there is nothing there. There is pure GUI, right? Empty. Now from the client side, if I hit enter, again they give the error. It won't work. Why? Because understand one thing, guys. This is my cell. And cell is one kind of programming language, scripting language, something like Python, right? With very less options available. Okay, so what happened actually, right? Whenever you create any variable, this variable are known as cell variable. A cell is a one kind of command or program. Cell is the one who can use this, and echo is the one command of the cell. But Firefox is a different command, is a different software, is a different program. It is not a part of the cell, or because it is not part of the cell. So if Firefox try to access the variable from the cell, because cell is a different program, Firefox is a different program, so they won't allow. So what you have to do in the cell, if you create any variable and you want this variable can be used by other program like Firefox or maybe other program in the future, you have to export it. So that is the guys meaning of the export in the cell. So if you haven't heard about export word, so that is the right meaning of the export. Okay, export means I am the cell variable. Okay, cell can use me, they can print me, they can change me, but if any other program other than cell want to use, they can use this variable because we have exported this. Now if if I run this, so this is my server, nothing is there. From the client I can launch this program and after launch it will work. Okay, but it is giving this error. Okay, and it shouldn't give this error. Why is they are giving? One minute. Okay, 1 minute. Why is it is giving? It's IP12. I think there is one more concept called xint or x11 server. X server creation. I think we have to create the X server. If they have the options of X server in this system, so it takes some time for me to create. Let me first check again. Let from here to here. Let me try this. 17, 20, 10, 13. Okay, and I'm exporting my display variable to colon. Okay, and I'm using Firefox. Okay, I think guys in Red Hat version 7 I have to create some x11 server. I think I have to create because in the version 7 we don't have to create, and that is the reason it give you this error, right? So if this is the case, I require one more extra class to do it. Okay, just wait, let 1 minute, let me check. Yeah, I think in Reddit 8 I have to create one more extra class to explain you x one more service. Same thing you can do in Windows also. So in the Windows we have some software coming called xming. It create one x server to display our screen. I think this is the case. I haven't tested in 8 actually. I thought it will work always in all the versions, right? But let me check one more small thing. If SLNS doesn't create the issue, this is the system I'm in. Okay, and I'll go to my client again. 13. 1 minute, I'm just giving the wrong IP. The IP of ENP is 0, S3 is 12, that would be 12. Okay, get enforce. Just a minute, just I'm checking. Otherwise if it don't work, doesn't matter. I'll take very small class of X server creation. It will be extra knowledge for you. Then it will work, but let me try one more time. Yeah, it is working. It is working. I think there was issue of SLNS. SLNS was stopping you. Okay, SMS stopping you. So it will launch, right? See here. So without going to this stuff, let me show you one more time. There will be no confusion. Okay, so let me show you one more time. So in this system right now, in this system, okay, the IP of this system is 12, and let me do one small thing. I think because of that might work, right? So what I've done, let me explain you in a minute. So IP12, this is the IP system 12, right? And in this 12, what I have done, so from this system I have done remote login, same way that you're doing. And after this I set the display, and from here, this is my, I'm in the client side, you log into server, and from here, without going to this guy, I am launching Firefox. Okay, and guys, this command work is failed, right? You know why is failed? Because when you launch, let me give you one more example here, one more small thing here. Okay, it is not part normally of what I'm doing right now. So you know what, it's why it's failed. You have to do one more thing, right? So let me explain you very quickly, so you can also test this. So this is your client, this is your server. From the client, from the client, if you want to log in the server, you can use SSH. But from the client at the SSH, if you want to use any GUI program and you want to launch the GUI there only. Okay. So for this, a server has their own GUI, and GUI behind the scene work with a server called X server. So X server is one kind of program through which your GUI work. Okay, and you know what? X server is the one who won't allow, and say you are a you are a server, for example, having IP12, IP12. Okay, and here, if you want to launch any GUI locally, I will allow you. But anybody from outside, right, want to use my GUI to launch my GUI program, I won't allow. Okay, so why it is so? Because in this graphical is running because of X server, because graphics also one kind of server or program, and you can use a command called X host, means graphical host. Okay, and they say only authorized client can connect. Okay, means only you. So when you use your GUI, for example, this is your Windows. So technically, you know why you have the GUI? Because some kind of graphical program is running, and you know your mouse is what? Your mouse is one kind of client. So you are the one who are client of your own GUI. Okay. Similarly, when you use your GUI on Red Hat, so the GUI is one kind of server. Typically, you can think as an X server, and when you use your mouse or any program, right, then you are a client. And say it only authorized client is connected. So you are the one who are in the local host are authorized. So local host is authorized to access your GUI. But what we need, we would like to authorize the guy from remote, right? So for this, what you have to do in your server, right? You have to enable with the plus. Okay. So because here this security is enabled. So what happened? Now your security has been disabled. And because security disabled, it's not good practice for a lot of reasons, but if security disabled, it means anybody can connect. So a client from anywhere, any host, they can connect. So that was one small thing extra. It is not part of SSH. We can use this concept for in other way also. This is not part of SSH, but because we are trying to do graphical access to an SSH, there's a reason we have to do this, right? So it's extra one small thing we do, right? So technically, I just make it very simple. So right now, this IP is 12. Okay, and from the client, we are doing SS on the 12, and the Firefox 12 we want to access and launch in their GUI only. But this GUI is not an X server, so they won't allow. So in the X host, we allowed. So this one thing we have done. Okay, so let me show you. This is my server having IP 12. So if I go to my system again, let me log in to 12 again to make it very clear. You have to first export the display and then to the Firefox. That's all. So from here, my Firefox is not coming to me. So I am at the client side. I am using the command of the GUI, and this is the GUI command of the server, and they launch there only. So yes, it's launched there only. Okay, and I don't think so. There's an issue of SC Linux. Let me check one more small thing. So this is my server. And let me enable my SLNX again just to confirm that is issue of SLNS or not. So my SLNS is running good. Let me try one more time. It is working. So guys, there is no issue of the SLNX security. Even the SLNX is enabled, right? This doesn't stop you. This is stopped by your X server GUI. And to disable secure X server, we use X host command, right, to disable the security. Okay, that's what. So guys, this is the one task I have given to you. I think you might have tried this, but the answer is only two things. One thing you have to do in the server, you have to run this command. This is the one thing you have to do, and in the client, you have to run display. And why you want to do all the things, I explained you again everything from the basics, right? So that's all guys for today. I'm enabling my chat box. If you have any questions or any query, you can ask me. So I'm enabling my chat box. Okay, and after this session guys, we will posting in your Telegram channel within a 2 to 5 minute, right, the details about this IIEC dot campaign. I would like you to make it viral, and almost every engineers pursuing a student pass out corporates would be part of this 2 days event workshop, because it will change the mindset that they can 2 days they can learn everything, plus right, they will learn lots of things, right? This was my intention, right? Yes, you can SR Angore, you can disable XO from SS after login. You can run that command, it will disable from there. I think you can do it. Pragya, I can't discuss about spoofing. This is not actually the hacking classes. So spoofing normally we used a lot in phishing or other attacks, right? So I don't want to encourage to discuss on those tools. So I want. Aditya, if you haven't received the ID, so I suggest you connect to your group volunteer. I think almost everybody has allocated with the ID, so they will help you with the ID. How to do port forwarding? Rohan, I have given the idea, basic level idea in my last yesterday Docker class. Okay, the use of port forwarding. Okay, and the Docker they have the option also, and in I little bit gave the idea of ipws command, right? So to do the port forwarding, so I suggest to go through my red class, you will get the idea about port forwarding. No, we can't send the packet to the multiple gateway, but yeah, we can create a cluster of multiple gateway. So what Anshul you were asking, somehow we can achieve it. Why SSL secure? Maybe in this week I will take one cryptographic class. Okay, and they where there I will explain you about um, uh, the why it is secure. Okay, there I explain you. Tanmay, you don't require to do subscription Reddit, right? When you do yum command, they might initially first or second line they give you a warning. You can neglect the warning, but you have to configure yum by yourself. And how to configure, I already explain you. Okay, so there was this warning, you can just neglect this. The timing of the workshop, right now I don't have the actual time, but it would be full days, I think, from morning 10 to 6, both Saturday and Sunday. So but the exact timing maybe in the next week we will announce. So this would be some tentative time I am talking about. Still don't get the solution any host how to configure yum locally. Yes, Gulshan, in my local in my yum class in Reddit, I explain you how to create local yum, but in the Docker class, I already announced yesterday. In the next class, I will do, because for the local yum, I have to first take the topic of storage. So in the next class, you will come to know how to create yum locally in the Docker. No, you don't have to enable Xhost Plus in the client side, Siva. You have to enable Xhost Plus only in the server side where your graphical program launch. You don't have to do in client side. Yes, sometimes devents we require, sometimes, what, when you are giving a support to the client, so client system that time work as a server, and you as a support guy will work as a client. And if you want to show some graphical program and launch that program to the client, right? Then this is the one example you can use. Okay, you can use. Ritesh, we can't do brute force attack because normally we don't use a password for login. We normally use key, and brute force in the key would be very challenging, right? So, so in the upcoming class in the cryptography, I'll show you how to use the key to log it. Okay, Vardhan, normally all of my workshop that we have planned for this month in multiple cities and college, we actually have cancelled because of this coronavirus. So again, this is one of the reason why I thought to take the workshop online. So there will no plan for this particular semester to have the workshop, right? So this particular workshop we are doing online, so suggest you uh, to go through online workshop that we are doing in this particular weekend, next weekend. Yes, we'll do a cron tab in this training. Definitely in the upcoming class we will do a lecture on cron tab also. That is a part of our program. Yes, Prince, we can do the same thing in Windows. So for this, we have to use one program called Xming. It's X11 program for Windows. So just try with Xming. You just try yourself. You will get the answer. How to use genome terminal from the root account if you log in as a normal user. You can use sudo, right? Or sudo millind, or you can use su to log in. So maybe in some class I'll take sudo. Whatever you're asking, I believe you can get the answer. Yes, workshop would be conducted on weekend only. So if you see 28 and 29 is Saturday and Sunday, that would be on weekend. Okay. So can we take quantitative cryptography will be teach us to encrypt the data, and cryptography, Kirti, I'm going to discuss you very basic level because we are in the very basic training RHCSA. But yeah, when if you go for plan for some like RHCA architect level training, so we have a dedicated module on cryptography, right? So here I'm just going to discuss you basics about, so everybody at least have the idea and some vocabulary how it work, but it won't go for like longer. The basic level I'm going to discuss. Yes, we can change. Base 2, we can change manually the net mask. So there's one small networking class is pending. So maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I will explain you how to give your static IP net mask change, all the things we gonna do. Maybe tomorrow we'll do, definitely do. No, Mahesh, I used to take a lot of cyber and security classes a lot. Nowadays, I stopped. Did lots of kind of security issues come up, right? So I stopped delivering normally the hacking and security classes. Security classes I do, but typical the hacking classes I won't do. Ali Ahmed, it is not been finalized where we are going to do this workshop. Uh, mm, it is for the guys who is registered, that for sure. It might be in the Zoom, all right? It might be in the private channel link of YouTube. We haven't sure yet. So my team is figuring out how we are going to conduct this workshop. It's not has been finalized yet. LVM, yes, Abhijit, there is one topic. Maybe next to next week, we going to start our partitions. There we discuss our LVM, lots of other partitions plus swap, other things. So there will be one dedicated week for partitions and storage we will do. So there we explain you lots of things about LVM. Okay, so guys, I think most of the questions been answered, and some question might be related to my maybe my little bit upcoming class of networking. So we do there. Khan, definitely might be, I don't know. AWS is one of my strong subject. Again, I created some record actually in AWS for clearing lots of advanced certificate in one go in limited time, something like this. But let's be see in if we got the time, I might pick next topic, maybe AWS, maybe. So I'm not giving the guarantee right now. But let's first finish this Docker, RHCSA, with RS exam bootcamp plus the Python 3. Okay. So that's all, guys. Now from my side, see you tomorrow um, uh, with the next topic. Bye. Take care and good day. Good night. Bye. See you.